Hey there, everybody. It's Mindy Jarvis, Noble Beast Dog Training, here to give you your important things to remember dog training tip. What I'd like to talk about today is adopting a new dog, adding a dog to your family. It is hugely important when you decide to get a dog to understand that that's exactly what you're doing. You're adding a new family member to your family. Now, this family might just be you and the dog, or it might be you and 3 kids and your husband and the dog. Whatever the case may be, before you get that dog, you need to consider your lifestyle, what you're going to be doing over the next 10 years, because this dog's life is going to probably span 10 years. It may be a little short, or it may go a little bit longer, but at least 10 years of your life, what you're going to be doing with your life over the next 10 years. You need to consider the breed, and if they're capable with all the things that come with their breed, their drives and personality quirks and all of that, if this breed in particular is a good fit for you and your family. And you also have to consider their size, for sure. So, for example, if you're a 20-year-old and you think, oh, I'm going to go out and get a dog. Like, don't just go out and get a dog. Put some thought into it. Consider, like, what is your, what do you want your life to look like over the next 10 years? Okay, I'm 20 and I definitely want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to travel. I want to buy a house. I want to have a yard. I want to make a difference by doing this, that, and the other. Whatever you envision your life to be in the next 10 years, that dog that you're about to adopt has to be able to go with you. And if you do that, if you really consider getting a dog based off of the next 10 years of your life and this dog joining you, you're going to find success in dog ownership. What brought this about was the fact that 9 months, 11, maybe 10, 11 months ago, COVID hit. And it was even suggested on the news to go out and get a dog. And then, I don't know, March, April or so. And then like 3 or 4 months later, there was a news article that said shelters were empty or rescues were empty. They didn't have any more dogs to adopt. Well, guess what? Those dogs are now starting to get returned in the hundreds. It's heartbreaking for us because the dog's best shot at life has already passed. A dog who has been adopted and then goes back into shelter, their ability to be a normal dog it stops when they're in rescue. So if somebody were to grab a dog from the shelter, adopt a dog from a shelter and be committed to them, and let's say they're 9 months old and they've been in rescue for 3 months or 2 months or whatever, that dog is mentally going to be, 6 months old. If they've been in rescue for 3 months and you adopt them at 9 months, that dog's going to be like 6 months old because they didn't have the ability to mentally grow while in rescue. I mean, if you sit back and think about what it would be like for you to be like 3 to 5 years old and adopted, snuggled for about 3 to 6 months, and then you start to come to life and you start to explore life, and as a dog you start chewing on things and you start barking and maybe potty training didn't go so well, and then all of a sudden you end up back in a shelter and you shut down and you're cold and you're lonely at night and you barely get out of your kennel. Come on, guys. I mean, I understand like returning dogs because you can't take them on anymore. But going forth, my advice is think before you adopt. the hundreds of dogs that are being returned to the shelter because people are going back to work and they didn't take the time to consider the dog's needs when they went back to work, or the fact that they should be out there socializing them and training them and doing things like, yeah, the world was shut down, but it doesn't mean that you can't expose your dog to life situations that would help them be more successful in your life. But, you know, these people who are adopting dogs aren't necessarily the ones to blame. I mean, there are some really crappy rescues out there, and I said it, and I know I'm going to get some. I know Noble Beast is going to get some flack for this, but when you charge $600 to $900 to adopt out a dog, and you don't give good information to the owners about socialization and training and the cost of vet care, and have a good conversation about exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know, this dog's going to be with you for the next 10 years. Are you prepared for this? Are you financially prepared for this? Like, there are some amazing rescues out there. Don't get me wrong. Amazing rescues. And there are some rescues out there that are adopting dogs to people that are the wrong match. It is completely irresponsible for a rescue to adopt a puppy or a teenage German Shepherd to senior citizens. It is completely irresponsible to put a hunting breed into the hands of somebody who is living downtown, or maybe a herding breed is a better example, a border collie to somebody who is living downtown in an apartment. So again, I don't know. Obviously, this is hitting a tender spot in my heart. The dog that is sitting in the kennel that you fall in love with has a better chance of being adopted by the right person if you don't take them, if they're not the right fit for you. So again, let me just clarify this. The Noble Beast dog training tip is, if you're going to go and add a dog to your family, if you have a dog already, if you have kids, if it's just you, you really need to make sure that that dog is a good fit. It's your responsibility before you adopt a dog to make sure it's a good fit. Don't rely on the rescue to advise you and tell you if this dog is a good fit for you or not. And for rescues out there, do the right thing. Don't just empty your list of dogs that are up for adoption. Do the right thing. The majority of rescues out there are amazing, but there are some rescues out there that just aren't. So hopefully this is good information. You know, there's going to be hundreds of dogs euthanized this year because of COVID, because of people making emotional decisions to go out and get a dog, not considering what comes with being a dog. Research, do your work, find the training company you want to work with, find the vet, find the groomer before you get that dog. Plan. Make sure you do what you need to do to set this dog up for success, because the dog, if you get a dog as a puppy, it's gonna be 2 to 3 years before that dog becomes an adult, and you're raising that dog to be the best dog they can be. It does, it does get easier and easier as years go by, and then they become adults and they become great dogs. And during that time, there are going to be a lot of really, really great times, but there's going to be a lot of days that are just kind of in the red. Not easy. It's just part of dog ownership. So you have to be that kind of person that can handle that if you're going to get a dog. Otherwise, get a cat. Get an adult cat. So much easier. Anyway, Okay, that's my dog training tip for the day. A little out of the norm because I'm so disheartened with the amount of dogs that are being returned and the amount of dogs that are not going to survive being returned. So it's sad. But on the flip side, if you are one of those people who are going to rescue one of these COVID dogs, and you know that there's going to be some behavior challenges, like I said, find a trainer ahead of time. Reach out to Noble Beast Dog Training. We are happy to help you with finding the right dog for your family. We are happy to help you with the training. And if you're not in Denver, Colorado, where we can directly help you, we do have virtual training. We will connect you. We will do our due diligence and see if we can help you find a list of trainers in a different city. Plan and make sure that you do everything you can to help this dog be successful. And I promise you, if you do this, it will pay off. You will have a lifelong, well, not lifelong, you'll have a dog in your life for the next 10 years, give or take a few years, that is going to bring so much joy and happiness and smiles, and it's just going to be well worth it. But Noble Beast is here to help. You can reach us at our website, noblebeastdogtraining.com. We do here in Colorado, we will work with people directly in helping them find a good family member for their family, and do dog evaluations before you adopt. And a lot of really great trainers out there will do the same thing. And we're happy to connect you with, with those kind of trainers, as needed. So anyway, that's the good side. That's the flip side. Go out there, understand that you might be adopting a COVID dog who might need a little bit more work than the average puppy or the average dog that you might get from the shelter. But it will be well worth it. So anyway, I hope everybody heeds to this message and here's what I'm saying. And, man, we got to take care of our dogs. So, all right. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.